Hi everyone, I'm Julie Auclair and you're watching The First Year on Parents TV. There's a lot of controversy surrounding vaccines, and this has some parents wondering whether or not they should have their babies vaccinated. Well, joining me to talk about some of the misconceptions about vaccinations is Dr. Darshak Sanghavi, Assistant Professor of Pediatrics at the University of Massachusetts Medical School and author of A Map of the Child, A Pediatrician's Tour of the Body. Doctor, thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having me here.
It's always great having you. Let's start with the first myth. A lot of parents say, oh, my baby's too young to be vaccinated. We have to wait until he or she is older. True, not true?
That's not true. The reason is that, believe it or not, many of the diseases against which we vaccinate kids can actually happen during childhood and infancy, even starting right around birth. Of those are pneumococcal disease, which is one of the most severe bacterial infections that can cause meningitis, and hepatitis B, which can infect the blood even right around birth.
So you're never too young.
That's exactly right.
Another myth is that giving a child a vaccination can actually lower their immune system or damage it in some way. True, not true?
Now, this is a very common misconception of some parents. You'd think that the more infections you got, maybe the better and stronger your immune system would be as you got older. It actually turns out that scientists think that babies learn to fight off almost 100,000 infections in the first few years of life.
100,000 infections is a lot.
That's right. Well, they're learning a lot. I mean, their immune systems are getting a huge workout.
There's a lot of controversy surrounding the safety of vaccinations and whether or not they can do more damage than maybe they can prevent.
I think it's really important to understand, what do we talk about when we talk about safety? For example, every time I get in the car and start that up, I'm taking a little bit of a risk, but I obviously will continue driving. The question is, do the risks outweigh the benefits of certain health problems? With vaccines, clearly there are very rare side effects that can be dangerous. But on the other hand, the diseases themselves are far more dangerous. So when you look at it and balance out the risks and benefits in that way, we clearly come down on the side of vaccine.
Hey Emily, come on in. Let's get you up on the table. You gonna have some shots today? You're going to be brave.
There are parents out there who say, well, my child doesn't need to be vaccinated. The diseases we're trying to prevent are so rare, like polio.
Right.
He's not going to get that.
Right. Well, it is tempting to think that just because we've been so successful in fighting the diseases that it's not important to get the vaccination.
All right, we're going to give it right there, okay? It's going to hurt just a little bit, and then it'll be all over.
We know that when vaccination rates fall, particularly for diseases like whooping cough or pertussis or measles, which are two good examples where vaccination rates have fallen in some areas, those diseases immediately come back. And so we really don't want to wait until kids and adults start coming down with those diseases before we vaccinate.
I think a lot of parents don't realize that the vaccinations don't always prevent the disease. You could still get it.
Right. There's no guarantee. Vaccinations are never perfect. It's like saying, I got my flu shot, but oh, I got a cold anyway. That shot didn't work. It's tempting to think that way. That's really not the way. Instead, vaccines prevent most infections. So if you get a vaccination, maybe there'll be a 70 to 90% chance you won't get the disease. Now, if everybody gets those vaccines, then population-wide, the risks of the disease are so much lower. And so I think we can all rest easier knowing that most people are getting their vaccines.
Do you think some people underestimate how dangerous illnesses like chickenpox can be because they feel, oh, I had that when I was a kid and I wasn't vaccinated, and look, I'm fine?
That's absolutely true. And it's hard to fault parents for thinking that way. I say to myself, well, when I was growing up, my parents certainly didn't put me in a car seat.
True.
You know, I played on playgrounds without soft bottoms all the time, and here I am and I look just fine. But then you don't remember all the kids who really did have those problems, all those kids that unfortunately were killed in car accidents. And I think about vaccines the same way. I'm thankful that I'm fine and all my family members were fine with, say, chickenpox. But you forget that chickenpox actually kills more kids than all of the vaccine-preventable illnesses combined as of about 10 years ago. And it's only when kids started getting vaccinated that those kids now are living and are doing just fine.
I think one thing that's great today that was different when I was a kid is some of the vaccines are actually, you can get 3 in 1 now, so it's fewer shots for your infants.
One of the hardest things is actually watching your child get all these vaccines.
It is.
I mean, there's certain times you go to the doctor's office and you think your kid is a little pincushion and get 5 or 6 different shots. And you're right that combining them certainly takes a little bit of the pain away.
All right, Dr. Darshak Sanghavi, thank you so much for shedding some light on vaccinations. Now we know what some of the myths are and misconceptions. We appreciate it. And thanks for watching Parents TV, your source for the best information for your growing family. Hi, I'm Julie Auclair. I hope you enjoyed this segment on Parents TV. We have so much more available now that you're going to love. And keep coming back. There are new topics added often with information that will help you through parenthood. Coming soon, we'll feature your children and answer your questions about parenting. If you want to be part of Parents TV, send your questions, comments, or videos to Parents TV, 375 Lexington Avenue, LX 726, New York, New York 10017. Make sure you include your name and contact information, and remember, if you send pictures or videos, we cannot return them. We're looking forward to hearing from you and giving you a voice on Parents TV, your source for the best information for your growing family.
Thank you for watching Parents TV, our families, our lives.